Kanto Pokemon are deadly, but how about Johto Pokemon as well? Are they more dangerous and deadly, or just dead in the water? Welcome back to another Top 10 collaboration with K-Mac Time. This episode, Top 10 Deadliest and Dangerous Pokemon of Johto. Last time we covered the original 151 and found out that there are more deadly and dangerous Pokemon than we all thought. This time we are tackling another set of Pokemon from Johto, so stay tuned to find out which of these Pokemon is the most dangerous. Once again, I would like to remind you viewers out there that this is a list classified by the ability to control the destruction and the level of destruction caused by said Pokemon. Pokemon that have the ability to control their powers are not as dangerous as a rampaging Nidoking or a forest fire starting Charizard. Remember kids, only you can prevent forest fires, so keep your Charizards in their Pokeballs. Please note, most of the information gathered is from various Pokedex entries as well. And with that, let's begin with some honorable mention. These Pokemon may be dangerous, but not to the level of massive destruction. So let's have a look. Starting off our honorable mentions is Yanma, a bug Pokemon that is capable of shattering glass. Once again, Yanma is not necessarily life-threatening, but all the same has the problem around towns and cities. Next is Misdreavus, which is known for pulling pranks much like Gengar on people. But unlike Gengar, Misdreavus sucks fearful emotions from people as nutrition. Crobat, while not known for attacking people, can silently sneak up on anything without being detected, and evolving from a Pokemon that drinks blood, Crobat could easily become the new Dracula. Stantler can cause people to pass out simply by staring at its horns. Touching Quillfish can cause fainting as well, and speaking of poison, Umbreon discharges powerful toxins when agitated. And finally, the final honorable mention is Gligar. This Pokemon, well, let me just read its Pokedex entry. It flies straight at its target's face, then clamps down on the startled victim to inject poison. Wow, Gligar, wow. If this Pokemon wasn't commonly found in many places outside towns, I really wouldn't consider it dangerous, but it's found outside Blackthorn City, so quite a dangerous Pokemon, I'd say. And as dangerous as those Pokemon are, most don't cause massive damage or kill people. A little bit of poison or broken glass doesn't compare to what the top 10 Pokemon can do. So let's start our count. Number 10, we have Kingdra. Kingdra sleeps deep in the sea, and when it yawns, it creates whirlpools. When it wakes, it causes sea tornadoes. And I thought Sleep Talk was a deadly move. Kingdra's got Snorlax beat. Imagine just shipping some things or fishing, and all of a sudden, Kingdra woke up from its nap and now you're sinking into the whirlpool. The worst part about this is it's uncontrollable. Kingdra has to sleep, so there is no way for this not to happen. If this Pokemon is number 10, just wait for number 1.
Coming in at number 9 on our list is Ariados. Now, Ariados is the long-legged evolution of Spinarch, and as a giant spider, as you see there, it weighs over 73 pounds. A 73-pound spider would be an absolute nightmare. It would just kill anything it comes across. And there's a really creepy Pokedex entry in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. It reads, it attaches its silk to prey and sets it free. Later, it tracks the silk back to prey and the prey's friends. That's so dark and creepy that it would not only come after you, but it would come after everybody that you know and all your friends. It would track you to your house and then come back and kill you. Very creepy.
Number 8 is the stormy Pokemon, Raikou. The embodiment of lightning brings with it rain clouds that discharge thunderbolts randomly as it runs. Not only that, but it also causes shockwaves, and its bark is as loud as a thundercrack. Imagine this Pokemon flying through town, all electronics fried, along with people going deaf for a short time. Perhaps this Pokemon should be the embodiment of collateral damage rather than lightning. Yeah, he's lightning fast at destroying electronics.
Next up on our list at number 7 is Sneasel. Now Sneasel may not look like a whole lot, but it is actually a really, really smart Pokemon. It is actually one of the smartest and most sneaky Pokemon. A lot of Pokedex entries talk about how smart and cunning it is, but its most creepy Pokedex entry comes from a Pokemon Pearl version, and it says, quote, is extremely vicious and will not stop attacking until its foe is incapable of moving. Now this is one of those things that it's got those really razor sharp claws. As you see here, it's taking on a Blaziken, and this Blaziken's going to kind of own it. But, you know, this would be a really trippy one. It also knows a lot of Shadow Ball moves, some crazy type move. It would be a really bad thing to run into one of these in the wild as a trainer.
Number 8 was the Stormy Pokemon, and speaking of storms, number 6 is Lugia. Lugia is so powerful, it chooses to spend its life deep in an underwater cave. If Lugia flaps its wings even once, it will cause a storm lasting for 40 days. This Pokemon is the equivalent to reenacting Noah's Ark.
Coming in at number 5 is Houndoom, and this is another one of those really cool Pokemon, actually one of my favorite Pokemon designs from the second generation. Really cool Pokemon, and I love the dark fire type of it. And it is also what has a really creepy actually has a few creepy entries from the Pokedex. I'm gonna read. Now, the first one comes from Pokemon Gold, and it says, if you are burned by the flames it shoots from its mouth, the pain will never go away. That is really creepy. Another entry from Diamond and Pearl says, quote, long ago people imagined its eerie howls to be the call of the Grim Reaper. Now that is a really creepy and eerie kind of Pokedex entry, and on top of being one of the most powerful Pokemon in Gen 2, this Pokemon would have no problem, especially because they travel in large packs. And they would have no problem hurting and taking down a normal person.
Number 4 is another legendary Pokemon, Entei. This Pokemon is unable to restrain its own power. So what does it do? Seal itself away like Lugia? No! It runs headlong everywhere. If Entei barks, volcanoes will erupt around it, spouting fire that is hotter than lava. Even though it may not be a dog, let's just keep all the Persians locked up, okay?
Next up at number 3 is Feraligatr. Now this was one of the most intimidating looking Pokemon from the entire second generation. Also my favorite third evolution of a starter from the entire generation. Just an all-around amazing Pokemon. Very intimidating looking. Again, has a very creepy kind of dark Pokedex entry I'm going to read for you guys. It says, quote, when it bites with its massive and powerful jaws, it shakes its head and savagely tears its victim apart. Now that sounds absolutely terrifying. If you were to run into a giant 5-foot tall 300-pound crocodile that was going to come over and rip your head off, that would be very scary. Definitely one of the most deadly Pokemon from this generation for sure.
If causing lightning storms, eruptions, whirlpools, and 40 days of rain wasn't devastating enough, Tyranitar can literally alter the planet's geography. Number 2 on the list, Tyranitar is a seriously dangerous Pokemon. Much like Nidoking, Tyranitar has a temper. It doesn't care about anyone but itself, and it often challenges others. But worse yet, if Tyranitar begins rampaging, it knocks down mountains and buries rivers. Maps must be redrawn afterwards. Not only that, but this Pokemon actively seeks out opponents to test its virtually indestructible body. Tyranitar takes the silver for good reason. It is a non-legendary Pokemon, meaning that there are more than one of this Pokemon wandering about. Imagine encountering a group of them. You definitely came to the wrong neighborhood.
And finally, coming in at number 1 on our list is Magcargo. Now this Pokemon may not seem very deadly, but it is actually one of the most deadly Pokemon ever to be created. It is absolutely insanely hot. In fact, it is over 18,000 degrees Fahrenheit, which is almost 2 times as hot as the surface of the sun. Yes, you heard me, the sun. Anything that comes around this thing would be absolutely obliterated by heat. It would take something like, I don't even know what to put this kind of flame out. It would be absolutely ridiculous. You came within 50 meters of this thing, you would start to boil, and all kinds of crazy shit might happen to you. That is why Magcargo comes in at number 1 on my list as the most deadly Pokemon in Generation 2. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate when you guys hit that like button. I want to take a time to shout out ProtoMario. Thank you for having me on your channel again. And if you guys want to come over and check out my channel, some of the things I do, some cartoon conspiracy theories, please come check those out. I also do Pokemon stuff, some Pokemon Nuzlocke runs going on. As always, guys, have a great day and game the fuck on. Peace out.